This is an informational video about the bare facts and statistics of substance abuse in Australia. The most commonly abused illicit drugs throughout the world are alcohol, marijuana, opiates, and amphetamines. Australia is no exception to this, with cannabis being the most widely abused drug, with over 5.5 million Australians having used it in their lifetime. Cannabis, also called marijuana, is a psychoactive hallucinogen that acts as a gateway to much harder drugs. Its street names are ganja, weed, pot, bud, and Mary Jane. The dried bud is crushed, rolled, and smoked like a cigarette. Hashish is another form of marijuana, which is derived from the resin instead of the leaves, and it is 5 times more potent than marijuana. Numerous research studies have revealed that chronic use of marijuana can lead to cognitive and psychological impairment. According to the Better Health Channel, 23% of cannabis users in Victoria are under 18 years old, and the maximum abuse of marijuana occurs between 20 to 29 years. The results of a survey they conducted showed that men are more likely to abuse alcohol and marijuana as opposed to women, and the most likely sources of both are their peers and their social circle. Though a relatively mild drug, cannabis smoke is 50% more carcinogenic than tobacco smoke. Prolonged usage can damage the immune system, impair memory, and increase the risk of contracting schizophrenia. In 1987, Anderson et al. Conducted a study that established a link between chronic marijuana usage during teenage years and heightened risk of schizophrenia. Another dangerous drug class are opiates that are made from poppy. Heroin, oxycodone, and methadone are most commonly used opioids among others. Heroin and morphine are injected intravenously, while oxycodone and methadone are snorted or taken as tablets. This induces an artificial paradise wherein the user experiences a rush and goes into a state of satisfaction for about 2 to 6 hours. Negative and physical effects include hot and cold flashes, diarrhea, vomiting, and severe cramps. Intravenous injections or skin popping leads to severe abscesses, heart infections, hepatitis B or C, and even AIDS. If taken during pregnancy, opiates can cause severe birth defects and physical deformities to the unformed child. Population surveys indicate a low prevalence of heroin use, although it is the most commonly preferred drug among most drug users. Heroin in Victoria was reportedly at a low or medium purity level and very easy to obtain. Hepatitis C continues to be a major health concern in the injecting drug user population in Victoria, with 71% of Victorian respondents testing positive to hepatitis C in 2006. Amphetamines are another drug class which are highly addictive and synthetic stimulants. The most commonly abused ones are benzedrine, dexedrine, and methadone. Street names are speed, base, billy whiz, crystal, glass, ice, etc. They are normally injected in a liquid form but can also be ingested as tablets. Physical effects include elevated BP, racing heartbeat, fever, headache, and nausea. Psychological effects include restlessness, irritability, hostility, and anxiety. Prolonged usage leads to severe malnutrition since these drugs are appetite suppressants. Heavy users are prone to sudden, violent, and irrational acts resulting from drug-fueled narcissism and severe paranoia. Over 3.1 million Australians have used amphetamines at least once in their lifetime. Police statistics indicate that the percentage of drug-related arrests attributable to amphetamines is higher in Victoria than other jurisdictions. The Australian Bureau of Statistics indicates that marijuana and prescription drugs are the most extensively abused illicit drugs. Inhalants and tranquilizers come in close second and third. The treatment for all drug addiction curtails the use of detox, rehab, cognitive behavioral therapy, and drug treatment to reduce the dependence. For confidential counseling services, call Direct Line on 1-800-888-236 or Family Drug Help on 1300 66 0068.